welcome to the Old Time Radio Westerns. I'm your host, Andrew Rines, and let's get into this episode. This episode is going to be The Lone Ranger. Original air date is February 17th, 1947, and the title is Mine of the Silver Bullets. Let's get into it, and thanks for listening.
Silver! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his faithful Indian companion Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains led the fight for law and order in the early western United States. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
On, Silver! Let's go, big fellow! I'm Silver! Hi!
The Lone Ranger, Tonto, and Dan had just finished their evening meal. After the dishes had been cleared away, the Lone Ranger spoke to his companions.
Well, the time has come for us to visit the silver mine that was willed to the mission. We'll take the silver that's been mined to the Padre as usual.
Now, when we go to Padre's hidden mine, Kimasabi?
It's a long trip, Tonto. I want you and Dan to go to town for supplies tomorrow morning. You two can start ahead to the mine. I have certain business to tend to, then I'll follow.
Old Pete'll be glad to see us again.
Yes. He's an efficient, faithful guard. He guards the Padre's secret well.
We take plenty of supplies to old Pete.
Last time he said to be sure to bring plenty of bacon.
That's right, Dan.
Take him a good supply of bacon, then. Well, we'd better turn in early. We have a lot of riding to do tomorrow.
The following morning, while Tonto and Dan were in the general store buying supplies, a rough-looking man entered the nearly empty cafe and approached a friend who sat at a corner table.
Well, Tex, didn't expect to see you so early.
Sit down, Blackie. I got something to say.
What's on your mind, Tex?
I got a hunch how we can really put ourselves on easy street, Blackie.
Yeah? How?
If you knew where there was a mine with no one around but an old hombre to protect it, what would you do?
That's an easy question to answer. I'd move in and take over, that's what.
That's what I thought. I got wind of just such a mine.
Yeah? Well, tell me about it.
I overheard an Indian and a boy talking a while ago. They didn't know I was listening. I was over in the general store, and they were there. I heard enough to set me thinking.
Anything else you want, along with all that bacon and stuff?
No, at all.
Oh, wait a minute, Tonto. Old Pete spends so much time alone in that mine. Let's take him something special. Something he'd like.
Well, what you think of, Dan?
Well, last time we took him a bit of hard candy, and he liked it a lot. Let's take some more.
That all right. You buy hard candy.
After all, being up there alone must be tough for old Pete. We'll take a few pounds of that hard candy, please.
So, I figured they were getting supplies for the hombre who guards that private mine.
Yeah, you might have something there, Tex. What you figuring on?
You and me will follow those two and see where they go. They're still at the general store. You can see the horses from here through the window.
Yeah. That white stallion and the paint over at the hitch rack in front of the store?
Right. When they come out, we'll follow them and find out where that mine is.
Tonto and Dan left the general store and, unaware that they were followed, set out for the mine. After riding all day, they arrived at the mine and reined up in front of the shack, which was the home of old Pete.
Oh, Victor, hold on.
fella.
Steady, boy.
Well, I'm sure glad to see you.
Hi, Pete.
Well. Sit right down, Daniel. Sit right down and rest yourself. You too, Tonto. My sakes alive, it sure is good to see you. It gets mighty lonesome here at times.
I'm sure it does, Pete.
That's right.
So, where's the Lone Ranger? Ain't he with you?
Him come later. Then we take what silver you dig to Padre at Mission.
Well, I sure got plenty of it for you to take this trip. I've been working right hard the past month.
We brought you plenty of bacon and some more of that hard candy.
Daniel, you're a boy after my own heart. Old Pete will have to break down and show you the silver mine this trip. You didn't get to see it last time, did you?
Oh, no, sir. That was my first trip here, and we were in a hurry. I'm sure anxious to go into that mine.
Then I'll see that you do, Daniel. Yes, sirree.
Golly, that'll be great. How far away from the cabin is the mine?
Him not know mine close.
Well, there isn't any sign of it being closed. The only thing on this hillside is this cabin.
Daniel, I'll tell you a little secret. You're practically sitting on that mine right now.
I am?
Yeah. You see, under that carpet over there is a trap door going into the cellar. And from the cellar, there's a door opening directly into the mine shaft.
Golly.
You see, 'twas planned that way by the old prospector who died and willed it to the mission. And anyone who happens to come this way, why, I'm just an old prospector who likes to live alone in these hills.
Nobody know about mine but Padre, Pete, and us, Dan.
That's right.
Well, how did the Padre come to pick you to stay here, Pete?
Well, sir, a few years ago, I was saved from the Indians by the Lone Ranger. He took me to the mission. I was hurt mighty bad, and the Padre kept me there and took care of me. When this land and cabin was willed to the mission, the Padre let me come here to live. And I discovered there was a mine here and told the Padre I'd work it and guard it for the mission. And I've been here ever since.
Oh, is this the only entrance to the mine?
Yeah. Time was when others tried to make a strike in these parts. About half a mile south, there's an old mine shaft that's been deserted a long time now. Shore's all rotted, and nobody ever goes into it.
I see.
Here, Tonto, when's the Lone Ranger going to get here?
Him say him get here before sundown.
Then I'll tell you what. While Daniel unpacks the supplies, why don't you and me ride up the trail to meet him? I'm right anxious to see him again.
If Dan not mind.
Oh, no, go right ahead. I'll bring in the supplies while you're gone. I'll even start supper if you think you'll be able to eat what I cook.
We take chance, Dan.
I guess being with you and the Lone Ranger, Daniel can cook up a good supply of victuals by this time.
Isn't that right?
Then come on, let's get going.
As Tonto and old Pete rode away to meet the Lone Ranger, they didn't know that they were watched with interest by two figures who lurked in a clump of trees over the edge of a hill.
There goes the Indian with the old hombre from the cabin, Tex.
Yeah. And they're leaving the boy behind.
This ought to be easy.
What do you mean?
Kid's alone, ain't he?
Yeah, but that
He must know where that secret mine is. You can go down to that shack and make him tell us.
Hey, it's a good idea. Yeah, but when that Indian comes back, the boy will tell him about us, and
Don't be a fool. Take the kid along with us. And he won't be there to tell anybody anything.
Yeah.
Steady, fella.
Easy.
Come on.
All right.
Get along, boy.
Get up.
Ho there.
Ho,
fella. Come on.
Golly, you sure got back in... Hey, who are you? What do you want?
Ah, don't get excited, kid. We just come here for a little information. Didn't we, Ted?
Sure. And if you give it to us, kid, you have nothing to worry about.
But you have no right here. This is private property.
Oh, yeah? Now, listen, Button. You want to know where the mine is?
What mine?
Don't act like you don't know what we're talking about. Make him tell, Blackie.
He'll tell us, all right. Look, kid, we know about the mine, see, and we followed you here. Now, if you tell us where that mine is, we won't hurt you. But if you don't...
Oh! You're hurting my arm.
You didn't feel nothing to what you'll get if you don't talk, and talk fast, kid. Now, come on. Where's that mine?
I won't tell you. And if you don't leave, you'll be sorry when my friends come back.
Fresh kid, ain't he? Maybe if we give him a couple of good belts, he'll know we mean business.
No, wait. I'll tell you.
Now, you're talking sense. Where's the mine?
Go half a mile south. You'll find the entrance to a mine there.
Half a mile south, huh?
Just so we'll know you're telling the truth, Button, you're coming along with us.
No, I won't go.
Oh, yes, you will.
Ow!
Now, if you don't want some more, you better get moving. Go on, get out to your horse.
Give him another for good measure, Blackie.
No, I'll go with you.
Good, that's more like it. Come on. Get into the saddle, kid.
Steady, Victor.
You better make sure we find what we're after.
Easy, boy. If we don't, he'll be sorry. All right, go ahead.
Come on, Victor.
Get up. Come on.
Dan's only thought had been to get the two crooks away from the shack, and remembering what old Pete had said about the deserted mine half a mile south, he decided to lead them to the place if possible. He gave no thought to what would happen when they arrived there, but he was playing for time, hoping the Lone Ranger with Tonto and old Pete would return, and finding him gone, follow his trail. Soon Dan with the two men drew rein before the old mine.
That's a mine shaft, all right, Blackie. Don't look like it's been used for years.
Yeah, I guess they keep it looking that way so as nobody will go near it.
I didn't think of that, Blackie. Guess you're right.
Get off your horse, kid.
All right. Steady, boy.
Now, kid, lead the way into the mine.
It's dark in here.
Let the matches take.
Sure. Hey, look at them old shoring posts. Almost rotted away, Blackie.
Yeah. Kind of dangerous being in here.
Look, Button. If you're pulling something funny, you'll be sorry.
You told me to bring you here. Now you can both go in as far as you like.
Oh, no. You're leading the way, kid. Keep going.
I better light another match. Look at there, Blackie. That post is worse than the other one. And it don't look like things are getting any better ahead. Now look at how rotted that is. You can almost kick it down.
Hey, stop it, you fool. You bring the whole roof down now.
Look, the ceiling's caving in.
Hey, let's get out of here, Tex. Quick.
Wait, Wait! I'll be trapped! Don't leave me here!
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue our story. When Tex kicked a rotted post in the old mine shaft, it started to cave in. As the other two ran toward the entrance, Dan stumbled and fell, and the rocks roared down. Getting to safety outside, Blackie and Tex stopped in awe as they looked back at what had happened.
Tex, the kid got caught inside. He's buried alive if the rocks didn't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, we just got out in time. Well, what are we going to do now, Blackie?
We're going to get as far away from here as we can. If the sheriff finds out about this, he'll track us down no matter where we go.
And let's get away from here quick. There's a kid stallion. Better take him along with us.
Yeah. Get him.
Steady there. Steady. Hey, he's running off, Blackie.
Yeah, let him go. Steady, fella. Come on.
Easy, boy. We got to get far away from here pronto.
Yeah, that's right.
Get up. Get up, boy. Come.
Meantime, the Lone Ranger with Tonto and old Pete had arrived at the shack.
Where's Dan for?
Well, Victor right here when we leave.
Maybe the boy ground hitched his horse out back.
I'll see. No, Victor isn't behind the shack.
Maybe him ride down trail a bit. Him come back soon.
Well, I hope so. It'll soon be dark.
Strange, though.
What is, Tonto?
Dan say him start getting supper. And him leave.
Oh, no, he's just a youngster, Tonto. There's no telling what they'll decide to do with his age.
That's right, Pete. Of course, when he says he's going to do something, he usually does it, so
That sound like Victor. Yes, Dan, just right up to cabin.
I'll see what he's been up to. Tonto,
What matter, Kemosabe?
look. Victor's come back alone. Something must be wrong. Come on.
Victor acts strange, Kemosabe. Something wrong with Dan.
Yes, I'm sure of it. Steady, Silver. Easy.
Victor want to tell something.
We'll start him on his back trail. All right, Victor, get going. Let's go, Tonto. Come on, Silver.
Months count.
Oh, Silver, Easy, steady, big fella. The old mine shaft. There's been a slide over the opening.
Oh, but you not think Dan in there?
I don't know, Tonto. Look, fresh tracks. There are others here.
That tracks of 3 horses.
One of them must have been Victor's. Come on, we'll investigate the mine entrance.
Look, Kemosabe. Victor go up to mine entrance. Him shake head. Winnie.
Tonto, I'm sure he's trying to tell us Dan is in there.
No, if Dan in there, then him
Maybe not. We've got to find out. Dan! Dan! Tonto, did you hear anything?
You hear faint tapping.
Someone is in there. It must be Dan.
What we do, Kimasabi? It take long time to dig away rock.
I know. Dan may suffocate. He's not already badly injured. Tonto, ride to Point Rock. It's about 3 miles. Get all the help you can. Meantime, I'll start digging. Hurry, Tonto, hurry!
For an hour, the Lone Ranger worked with his bare hands, pulling away rocks with superhuman efforts. His one thought was to make an opening wide enough to let in air to the boy who meant so much to him. Every so often, he'd stop and cry out,
Dan! Dan, can you hear me? At least he's alive. Got to get to him. I've got to.
Finally, as he worked unceasingly at the cruel rock pile that was slowly but surely sapping the life of his young nephew, the Lone Ranger heard the welcome sound of approaching hoofs.
Sheriff and men from town, Kimasabi.
Good.
Are you sure someone's trapped in that mine shaft, stranger?
Yes, I'm positive. A young boy is trapped there.
Say, you're wearing a mask. How do I know this ain't
Never mind the mask. Believe me, a life is at stake. We may be too late as it is.
I guess you're right. Come on, men. Get to work here.
Hurry, please, hurry.
Look here, mister. Your hands are bleeding. You better let us work a while.
Nothing could stop me now, Sheriff.
All right, boy. Come on.
Hurry, all of you. Clear away these rocks.
Frantically, all the men set to work pulling aside the rocks and debris that covered the mine entrance. Finally, a small opening was made. Only then did the Lone Ranger pause long enough to call out again.
Dan! Dan, can you hear me?
Get me out. Please hurry.
He's alive.
Come on, men. Get busy. There ain't any time to lose.
Go.
At last, an opening large enough to permit the passage of a man's body was made. Then the Lone Ranger dropped to his hands and knees and crawled through.
Dan! Dan, where are you?
Here I am. I can hardly breathe.
Oh, thank heaven you're alive. I'll get you out now. Are you injured, Dan?
Just bruised a bit.
He's fainted. Get you up here. Get you out now. I'm bringing him out. Get ready to help me.
Hand him out to us, mister.
Take him, Kimasabi.
Here. Easy, Tonto.
They got him.
Do what you can for him.
Hurry. It's caving in some more.
Give me your hand.
All right, mister. Here. Grab.
All right.
Just got out in time.
You sure did, stranger. You just got the boy out in time, too.
How is he?
Oh, damn, all right, Kimasabi. Him just have few bruises.
Dan, are you all right?
I'm all right.
Why did you go into that old mine? It isn't like you, Dan, to try
They made me. Tried to find real mine. Blackie and Tex. They tried to make me tell, but I took them here.
What's he talking about?
I know. Tonto, you look after Dan. Get him back to old Pete's place.
Me take care of him now.
Sheriff, you and your men come with me. We're going to cut aside on a couple of yellow-livered coyotes who'd leave a boy to die in that mine cave-in instead of easy silver. Come on before it's too dark to see their trail.
We're with you, mister. Mount up, men.
All right, come on, Silver!
Meantime, Blackie and Tex headed further south at a fast pace. Tex, still nervous over what had happened, finally spoke to Blackie.
Blackie, we better keep going when we cross the border. If that Indian finds out what happened, he won't stop hunting for us.
Don't be a crazy fool, Tex. The kid's sealed up in that old mine. How's he going to find out we had anything to do with it?
Well, maybe you're right.
Of course I'm right. That stallion the kid was riding can't talk. So how are they going to know what happened to the kid? They may never find out where he is. In fact, there's no use pushing so hard. We can slow down a bit and rest our horses. Easy, boy. Easy.
Slow down, boy. That kid didn't have a chance. Blackie, you hear that?
Yeah, they're cutting sign on us already.
We gotta do something. We gotta get out of
Get
here.
a hold of yourself. Come on, we'll head up there to those big boulders. There we can pick 'em off as they come around the turn of the trail.
Yeah.
Get up, boy.
Here.
Oh, Silver, come on.
Oh, there, boy. What are we stopping for, mister?
The trail ahead takes a sharp turn. There are plenty of big boulders on the side of the hill that would make a perfect place for an ambush. I'm sure we're almost up to them now.
What did you want us to do, mister?
You and your men wait here. I'm turning off the trail and cutting up over this hillside. If you hear any shooting, then come riding fast.
Right. We'll be ready.
Good. One, Silver!
A short time later, Blackie and Tex were crouched behind the boulders on the hillside, waiting and watching the bend in the trail below.
Seems like he should have been here by this time, Blackie.
Yeah. I guess he'll be coming around the bend any minute now, though.
We better both blaze away at him so as to make sure one of us gets him.
We won't have a chance, Tex. Stop worrying.
That's what you think.
What the? Why, he's up in the hill behind us.
Drop your guns, both of you.
Blackie, we gotta get out of here.
Use your gun.
I'm hit. My leg.
I'm getting out of here.
Blackie, don't leave me. Blackie.
Get up, boy.
Blackie.
Easy, Silver. Easy, big fella. Whoa, easy, steady now. You got a taste of the silver you were after. Now get the other one. Come on, Silver!
Blackie headed down the hillside toward the trail with the ranger in hot pursuit. In a moment, the crook reached the trail and headed south at a furious pace. The Lone Ranger urged the great white stallion Silver to greater speed.
Come on, Silver! Faster, boy!
Silver moved forward, steadily closing the gap between the two men. Blackie, in a panic, turned in the saddle and emptied his gun toward the pursuing masked figure. Not bothering to use his own guns, the Lone Ranger moved ever closer until he was riding alongside the fleeing Blackie. Then he leaped.
I want you, killer! Now, get to your feet.
No, wait.
You dirty crook. That beating is too good for you. You're going to get one as a starter.
Why, I'll kill you
You had your chance. And this is for the boy you left for dead. There he is, Sheriff. He's all yours.
We picked up the other one. Hey, you sure gave him a going over, mister.
It wasn't enough, but it will do. Take him in for attempted robbery and murder. Steady, easy, Silver. I'll ride on ahead if you don't mind. Come on, Silver!
Now, what do you think of that? I've been figuring on having him explain that mask, but I plumb forgot all about it. I should have known better to try to get the best of the Lone Ranger. I realized who he was too late. The Lone Ranger? Well, what do you know? One thing I got to say is, he sure know how to handle crooks like you. Come on, men. Let's get these two back to town.
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
This has been a presentation of OTRWesterns.com, and we hope you enjoyed. Please take some time to like and rate our shows in your favorite podcast application. Follow us on Facebook by going to OTRWesterns.com/Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to OTRWesterns.com/YouTube. And send us an email, podcast@OTRWesterns.com. You can call and leave us a voicemail, 707-986-8739. This episode is copyright under the Attribution Non-Commercial Share Alike copyright. For more information, go to OTRWesterns.com/copyright. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.